So we're taking a pit stop on my hair journey. Today I'm going to be trying the new, well I guess new-ish, OLAPLEX Rich Hydration Mask. They also have a weightless nourishing mask that's meant more for fine hair, while this one is meant more for like medium to coarse or just drier hair. Specifically, I guess, medium to thick or dry hair. So I feel like I fit all those descriptions at the moment, and I know I'm looking a little rough. That's why we're here. I need to get to bleaching, to get a new hair color going on. So yeah, I'm really hoping that this goes well today. This actually is the remnants of me doing the bubble hair technique with all pastel hair dye from Underground Cosmetics. So in case any of you haven't seen that video yet, I will link that below. But let's go ahead and I really need a refresh. I need reset. It's hot in here. Sorry, reset. I really need a reset. So I don't know about all of you, but I just feel like I cannot move on with a single task in my life, or just in general. I just need to start over, right? So really hoping OLAPLEX brings their A game with this one. But as we all know, everyone's hair is different. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys my honest review, and hopefully it works for me. I've honestly been wanting to try this since it came out, but I just didn't have an opportunity to. So let me just give you guys a little tour of this mess so we have a good before and after. It is just so hot where I'm at. We spent like all day in the sun yesterday for a good reason, but my hair has definitely been through enough. It's just begging for not only a hair mask, but I really need to clarify my scalp. I guess in a way I'm prepping myself for our future rip bleaching, because I'm not going to go in and bleach my hair like this, or it's just gonna snap off. You know, I have like product buildup. It's just a nightmare. It's just so bad. So what this is, it's not only supposed to be hydrating, it's actually a cuticle sealing mask, and it's also supposed to really help with frizz, but supposed to last 5 washes. So that makes it, you know, a little bit different from a traditional mask. So I just think that's really nice that you're gonna get like 5 days of hopefully hydration and less frizz. I did notice on a lot of the comments that people with like curly hair really seem to enjoy this one, like the thicker mask. They do say a nice way to check is like if you put your hair in between your finger, if you cannot really feel it too much, then you have a fine textured hair. And I guess if you can feel the hair, then you have more coarse hair. That was according to OLAPLEX's website, so thank you, OLAPLEX. And I definitely need some help. It is so hot and humid. I live in the desert, and we just can't bring ourselves to turn on the AC yet. So hopefully this will help with that. And they're saying 16 times hydration. So I'm really, really hopeful. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Smell test. My favorite part. Oh, that smells good. What is that? It's not really like a vitamin C. I wouldn't say citrus. I'm sure it's in here somewhere what the smell is. Avocado and shea. Maybe it's the shea I'm smelling. You guys want to smell? Let me know if you've smelled this or tried this yet, what you think that smells like. But definitely very clean, not overpowering. I'm really sensitive to smells. Feels soft. They recommend just going ahead and using this in place of your regular conditioner. And I know sometimes that I like to add conditioner on after I've done a hair mask when I need like a lot of hydration. But in their common questions, they made it very clear that you do not need to do that. Obviously, it's just a personal preference. But I am going to follow as closely as I can to what they say for instructions. Usually I like to do that with the product, like right off the bat, like how the manufacturer's instructions go. And then, you know, if I like it from there, I'll kind of do whatever. I'll do the kind of things that I like to do, however I want to do them. You get it. I know you get it. You get it right. I know you totally get it. If you're already like an OLAPLEX girly and you got their number 4 shampoo in your arsenal, you'd go ahead and start with that. Shampoo is normal. And then you would just go straight to the mask, 3 to 5 minutes, and then no conditioner after that, and then just your regular styling routine. Almost going to follow that to the letter. Because I'm going to be bleaching, I'm actually going to go ahead and do a detox shampoo. I need to like clear up. I have so much buildup and things like that. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that I have my hair as clean as possible before I put the mask on, because this is not getting through all this dust and product buildup, and just so ready for this. All right, so I'll see you guys all back here in just a second so we can put the mask in. Wow, those roots are really showing. Oh my gosh. So you can see how this is still like fairly full. I forgot to mention that my oldest son, he actually has naturally like very thick curly hair, and he used this, and the first time he said it was nice, but then I guess after the second time he used it, he just fell in love. Like, he wants to continue using this. So knowing that he used this twice on his hair and there's still that much, that's a good sign. Here's our consistency. Check that out. It's almost like a very smooth kind of glue paste, like not sticky though. It's very smooth, almost like a really moisturizing lotion. And yeah, I'm really enjoying the smell. So this mask is actually made with something called biomimetic cuticle technology. And apparently that's what seals the cuticle for up to 5 washes, and that's going to help you enhance hydration, prevent cuticle damage. It's also supposed to continue to prevent breakage. It's got this smooth, buttery texture. And you're also coming with 74% frizz reduction all day, even in high humidity, 119% more shine. And then that was actually a 71% reduction in breakage instantly. I can tell it's really hydrating. I'm able to just comb it right through my hair. I do feel results pretty quickly here before I even rinsed it out. And it's also free of sulfates, silicones, parabens, MIC, MIT, protein, phosphates, free of phthalates, and color safe, vegan, suitable for chemically treated hair, and of course, dry hair. 3 to 5 minutes. See you then. I also just noticed that Olaplex just came out with a brand new and improved, like their number 3 hair mask. So comment below if you want me to try that. When I said they said not to follow up with conditioner, that doesn't mean not to use leave-in conditioner. So I'm going to go ahead and use the one I always use lately, which is the IGK Good Behavior. I'll link all the products I talk about below. But this is just the one I've been using lately that I just really works well for my hair. So I'm not going to overload it, but I am going to use it. So I'm just doing a really light coat of this leave-in conditioner, because if you don't, it's just not going to seal the product in properly, I don't feel like. And then I have thicker hair than it seems, so I do section it off. And I'll either spray it all over my head or just spray it right in my hand when it's creamier like this one. And then I'm going to go in with the Olaplex number 7 oil, making sure I really get that on my ends. Feels really lightweight still, not too heavy or anything. To me, it just feels really clean and light right now. This is definitely going to be a good test. My hair was so thirsty. All right, so I'll see you guys when it's dry. This is day 1 hair. It's like super shiny and super movable. So much movement. And this is air dried, not styled. I don't have my microphone plugged in. Sorry about that. But look at how movable this is. And so far, it's really defined my hair. I feel like I could go in and like do a dry haircut and be able to very easily see where I'm cutting and everything. So I'm just going to add a little bit more Olaplex oil, which I normally do anyways because it's really dry where I live. And again, this is a heat protectant. I do feel like my ends need more. They're feeling like still a little dry. They probably really need a trim though. Okay, wow, yes. See what a difference just a little bit of that oil made? Gosh, I feel like it looks even better now, but we gotta give it a full review, so just see you in a second. So my backdrop is gonna be missing for part of this video, but here is day 2 before I brush it and add a little bit more oil on the ends. And again, this has been air dried, no styling, slept on. The weather's been rough. And then I just go ahead and do a brush through, and I just think it's still so shiny, movable. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I think it's just a really big difference. So now we're gonna go on to day 3, and obviously this is before brushing or anything. You can tell my hair is starting to get just a little bit weighed down from my roots. So far, the brushing had been pretty nice. It still got the shine, but you can see on the very ends, they were starting to dry out by this point, but the rest of my hair is hanging in really well. As we go into day 4, I think that really shows from the like more mids going down towards the ends, really retains the shine. It's not looking super frizzy. It's movable, it's got hydration, and it's not super heavy. Here we are with day 6, and personally, I think it still looks way better than before we washed it. I know it said it was supposed to last 5 days, but you know, I went all the way into day 6 until I felt like I was either going to have to do a wash day or even like a dry shampoo. So I really wanted to show you these results without any styling throughout the whole week. It's been very hot where I live. I used to live in the Midwest, so my condolences to anyone still dealing with harsh winter weather, but it's just been insanely hot. and dry, and this is how my hair is held up from just that. So here's kind of some pictures of how it kind of progressed through the week. Now, I will say it kept the shine all week. You can really tell all the places that it was put. It just maintained all that throughout here. Obviously, I didn't apply it straight to my roots, so I did experience just a tiny bit of frizz, mainly at the top. But like I said, I didn't put it, all the way to my scalp. So all the places that it was integrated, it did its job. Now, the small things that I would like to have changed are all things that I can personally do myself. Not so much that it was an issue with the mask. So like my ends, they did kind of stay slightly dry, even with the oil, a little tangly when I would do my brush upkeeping, which lately I've been using this kind of brush. It's got like the boar bristles. I like to really kind of run my natural oils through my hair when I'm going this long, not washing my hair. But that comes down to me just needing a trim. Once you need a trim and your ends have just, they've gotten to a certain point, doesn't matter how much stuff I slap on the ends of them, it's just going to need a trim. It's going to really bring that health back into your hair. So that kind of brings me into point number 2 is this did do its job as far as cuticle sealing, but what would have really brought it home even more is when you go ahead and you style your hair, you're smoothing your cuticle, so you're really going to help something like this gain that longevity doing your normal styling, just really helping to, smooth that cuticle out and everything. So considering I air dried and considering like how my ends were, that makes me even more impressed with this, which leads me into my third point would be to make sure I put a little bit more effort into my aftercare products. I purposely didn't put as much leave-in conditioner as I normally would because I just really wanted to make sure I didn't overcoat my hair and not kind of see what results I was getting from this, if that makes any sense. And on top of that, using Olaplex related products is always going to give you the best result. When they show you like these before and after pictures and things like that, they're using those with the other products. And being that Olaplex is like a patented formula, that's a big part of all of this is you're not only just trying to get a good, rich, hydrating cuticle sealing mask, you're getting the Olaplex name with it. And with that comes that formula that's really going to help, certain kinds of stresses that your hair is going through, whether you bleach your hair or just whether it's environmental stressors. And there might be some people who not all of the Olaplex products work for them. So don't be scared to like mix and match. But I'm just saying, knowing how much I've liked this so far, not using it in like tandem with their other products, I do want to go back and incorporate some of their newer products, like maybe, follow it up with their leave-in and stuff like that as well. So I feel like doing those minor changes would have catapulted my results, even bigger. But I'm still very happy. I've had a great week with it. I had a very hard week. And so it was nice not feeling completely ick with my hair on top of everything. I still got some volume in here. It never got super weighed down until the end right now, which is just because my natural oils, it kept the shine. It's even still got some movement. Obviously not as much, but I mean, considering we're on 6 days and considering where I live and the week I've had, yeah, this worked well for me. I won't be returning it. I will continue using it, which that's another thing with this type of mask is it's going to like help my hair continue to get better. So I'm curious to see what all of you thought. I'll link all products I've used today below. I can't wait to hear your experiences. Have you tried this? Do you have any Olaplex products that are your favorite right now? I really hope that this video helped today in some way. And if it did, I hope that you subscribed, keep hanging out, hit that notification button so you don't miss any upcoming videos, especially if you want to keep following up on how this continues working for me because I am going to keep using it. I really did enjoy it. And that's a big deal for me. I don't say that lightly. I don't just continue using something, even if it's something that you need to use a few times. Like if the first time I use it, it's just like, if I absolutely cannot stand it and my hair has just a bad reaction, I'm not going to use it again. So for me, it's a big deal that I like something enough to use it again. I'm going to be swatching some new hair colors from Chroma Daddy because we really need to pick out my next hair color. And ooh, I got some new bleach products that go with Blonde Me for my rip bleaching. So yay, lots of exciting stuff coming. And it couldn't be at a better time because life is life in here. So let me know how life is lifing for you. And I really hope to see each and every one of you in the next video. So much love, everyone.
Have a beautiful day.